But first, the Dorman family has been making ice cream on Route 1 in Thomaston for 5 generations. Kendrick Dorman and his uncle Will first started Dorman's Ices in 1935. But when World War II broke out and they could no longer get salt, that business closed down.
But Kendrick was not deterred, and in 1951 he reopened the business. 207's Peggy Kaiser wanted to know the secret of their success and maybe sample some of that ice cream, if we're being honest.
Maybe. Just maybe.
Transparent here.
Well, Rob and Amanda, successive generations of Dormans have kept scooping ice cream in the very same building where Dorman's Dairy Dream first opened. Little has changed, except maybe their hours of operation. Kendrick Dorman never wanted to miss a sale.
We had to stay open until there were no customers in sight. He'd actually go out into the road area and look both ways to make sure there was nobody coming, and then we could shut the lights out.
If there was one headlight on the road, he would stay open another hour.
Oh yeah, it was all about the people. I remember 4th of July, we'd be open until at least midnight, 1 o'clock, because he didn't want to miss out on customers coming by.
It was a family affair right from the start. Janice Dorman Cross, Kendrick's daughter and Julie Sanborn's mom, followed in her father's footsteps and grew the business.
And my mom owned it for 27 years after him, and I really believe that she gave this a strong foundation. She really changed a lot of the flavors that Grandpa had made and made them better and introduced more, and I think the following came from her. I really believe that she really put her stamp on the ice cream business.
Since 1951, if the lights were on, Dorman's was open. No question about it. People from all over the country sample this ice cream. But they no longer run out into the road to check for customers.
Then when Mom took over, she's like, no, I'm not doing that. I've been here too many nights that late, and I'm not doing that to my employees.
At 9, right?
You give me 2 strawberry sundaes, hard ice cream.
There are plenty of ice cream stands around the state, but few have managed to stay open for 70 years.
I think consistency in what we're making. We want it to be creamy. We don't want it to be icy.
Banana, have a great day.
Chocolate chip.
In a cone or a dish?
Cone.
Julie Sanborn and her husband Daryl are now the 4th generation owners.
And I started working for my grandfather at 12, when I turned 12. I got paid $2.39 an hour.
And Daryl Sanborn Jr. is Kendrick's great-grandson and shop manager.
Always busy. It's nice though.
The job of overseeing just the right recipe for the ice cream has been passed down to him. For the most part, he hasn't messed with success.
It's a similar recipe to what my grandmother did and then what my great-grandfather did as well.
And the other one will be right out for you.
It's a full-time job, just making sure the ice cream is all up to par.
Taste testing.
Yeah, I unfortunately do have to do a lot of taste testing, so, unfortunately, right?
You definitely don't need coffee ice cream.
The recipes, which you might think would be kept under lock and key, have never been written down.
It's all in my head.
Yeah, my grandfather would never write them, and so then my mom would never, and he's the only one that knows the recipes.
So there's more than one secret.
Yes.
It sounds like Are you
family.
going to write any of these recipes down?
I have no intentions at the moment.
That makes that's pretty good job security.
Exactly right.
Red raspberry.
Every single flavor that comes out, even the ones I don't care for myself, I still taste them, make sure they're on a nice, consistent basis, because if it's not on a consistent basis, I won't sell it.
Have a great day.
It's one of those hot days when you have to eat the ice cream fast or risk it dripping down your hand. No one seems to mind.
It's luscious. It's unctuous. It's wonderful. The vanilla ice cream is amazing. Grapefruit and ginger is not grapefruit. Grape nut and ginger, really good.
When Janice Dorman began to step aside from running the shop, she'd sit in her house just behind the stand and keep an eye on her family's business.
So she'd always let us know if something she thought wasn't right.
And she had a front row seat.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she loved
She
to
never
watch.
missed out on any of that.
Janice passed away earlier this year, and the house is now being renovated to expand the business. Generations of Dormans, though, believe that if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and go about their business as if Janice was still watching over this enduring tradition on Route 1.
Yeah.
So you're really carrying on quite the legacy here.
We're trying. We want to make her proud with what we do.
The Dorman's menu is pretty simple, not a lot of bells and whistles, but they do try a new flavor or two each summer, and they have also added sorbets. They told me their most popular flavor is pistachio. How about that?